Hello, it's me, Lazarus, again. Bam. I'm gonna be doing the Briggs Book Tag. I was sorta tagged by Courtney over at Court the Reader, kind of like pseudo tagged. I was tagged mostly in the comments after I said I was gonna do it anyways. But I'll put her channel description, or the description to her. I'll put a link to her video down in the description. Okay. So this is about the Myers-Briggs personality test. Um, I am ENFP. I'm probably gonna put that like on the screen, not on the screen, in the description of the video or something. I don't know. I'm kind of in a hurry because I want to get some videos out, but I got so much shit to do. I'm gonna be reorganizing all of this week, and that's a lot because I have like 1,300 books, and it's time for some of the stuff to go away into storage or something and clean it up a bit. So that's going to be happening this week. So to make some time for that, I'm going to shoot 2 videos today, and then I'll take care of that later. So back to the actual video. I am ENFP. The first E stands for extrovert. Being alone has its perks, but what's the point of a good book if you can't be shared? What are 3 all-time favorite books that you would love everyone to read and talk about? So here's the deal. I generally talk about fantasy, but I've mentioned this before, I really like self-help books. And if I was to recommend books for people to talk about, it's going to be these 3. And one's kind of a fantasy, self-help, but all of them are kind of in the self-help book area. The first one is The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. This is a great book about why we do stuff and how to change your attitudes about doing stuff and do stuff better, faster, stronger, smarter, like the $1 Million Man. This is an amazing book. I have 2 of his books. I think he only has 2 books. And the other one is God, I can't remember, but I'll put it down below. It's along the same vein about doing things better in your life, smarter, faster, better. This is why we do things. It's an amazing book. It really help you understand why we do things, lack of motivation, that kind of stuff. Perfect book for anybody to read. The next one is You Are a Badass, How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life by Jensen Chero. Another great book that I think everybody should read. It does have some metaphysicalness to it, which can be, some people don't like. I don't mind it. I come from a place where I would really like to believe in that stuff. I do have trouble with it, but I want to believe in like psychics and stuff. I just have a lot of doubts about them. Because, I've been to psychics before, and I really have never, had a super solid reading. But, like, I want to believe. I think it would make the world more interesting if that stuff was true. So, I don't mind that. It's not like The Secret, which is just trying way too hard to be mystical, that it eliminates any practicality from it. But when I read this book, the thing I take away most from it is the way you view yourself and how special you actually are. It's a really good book to read. Also, when it talks about the big snooze, I think that's so applicable, even if you remove the metaphysical stuff. We just so don't want to change, most of us, that we look for any excuse not to. And the last book is straight up spiritual, in a way. I do think you can take away from it a lot, but it's The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. I've done a book review on this. One of my favorite books. Read it several times a year. And I think you guys who haven't read it should read it. Bam! E down. Next is N, which is intuition. Some books are meant to be understood and others are meant to be explored. What book or character stands for an idea that is deeply meaningful to you? And I'm going with Lift from Edge Dancer and the Stormlight Archives books. Now, Lift is not my favorite character from the series, but she's the character I like the most, if that makes sense. I like her personality the most. We just haven't got enough from her for her to be my favorite character, but she could easily take the spot. Now, Lift is actually fairly simple and also fairly complex, but she's an edge dancer, and she's a character who I think embodies compassion. And I think having compassion for other people is the quality that makes people the people. It's one of the most important qualities somebody can have, is compassion. Is being able to understand other people, listen to other people, and not immediately write them off for their views or opinions. It's very important, but not a lot of people have it. A lot of people just ride someone off for being a Democrat or a Republican or being an independent or a lot of other reasons that I find sad, because people aren't stupid in general. Sometimes they make bad choices, but it's important to listen and understand. And that's really a big part of Lift and being an edge dancer, is understanding people, and I think it's just super important. So that's N down. The next is F, feeling. Not everything needs to be realistic. Where is the fun in the world with limits? Which fantasy do you find so atmospheric that you slip into? And that one is so easy, and it's literally the same, but I've got a different book for you. That is The Stormlight Archives by Brandon Sanderson. This is actually my... Where is it? This one is actually my signed copy that I got from my mom for Christmas this year. And the funny thing is, I gave her a signed copy of the same book for Christmas as well. The Way of Kings, it's not the most good vibey book, but the world building and everything is done so well. Every time I start reading it, I just slip into it, even when we're dealing with Kaladin, and Kaladin's one of my least favorite characters. I think he has like the best story arc in the books, but parts of his arc in the first book just drag on. And even though he is dealing with depression, which I understand, I just don't think... I think it's done well, but there's parts of it where I feel like it drug on too much, that there was no actual conflict going on. But that's something else. I mean, this book, even saying that, this book is a 10-star, 5-star, 2 thumbs up, whatever you want to say. Even though I see a few flaws in this book and in the characters, all of them have been astounding books to read. Word to Rate is my favorite, but they're amazing. I can't wait for more. Brandon Sanderson's one of my favorite writers. And it's just amazing, astounding, beautiful. I love it. I'll say this. I think he's a better writer than Robert Jordan. I really love Robert Jordan's work. They're very different writers, but I just love it so much. So much. Venley? Fucking love Venley from, like, we really see in the 3rd book. And I hated her in the 2nd book. But man, I really started to like her character. So that is what F down. Bam! Now we're on to P, the very last letter. ENFP. TBRs are fun to construct and meant to be destroyed. Do you stick to the list or mix it up? I am so bad at sticking to the lists. I just don't. I have them, an idea. I'll get to them eventually. But things pop up. Like I had a TBR that I listed, and I've already broken from it. I'm still reading Children of Blood and Bone, and I have a review on that book when I finish it. Because there are things I really love about that book, but there are things that I found jarring, and I'll talk about that later. But what are 2 books that I put down that I want to pick up? And that, well, it's 1 book, but I picked 2. This one, it's Clifford Simak's The Goblin Reservation, which You will see it in a video real soon, even though I haven't read it. And Rajan by Tim Lukeman. And this book is just so funny. It makes me laugh. It's not meant to be funny, I'm sure, but it is, and I would really like to finish reading that. And the end. That is ENFP. There is one last thing. They all have like a title, and for ENFP it's the champion. And let's see what it says. It says, I have this on my computer, and the champion. Quite honestly, you're amazing. Well, you're amazing, and well, you're not the best at everything. You are the best at what you strive to be. What character in a book did you look up to, and why? So, that's gonna be a character from the Dresden Files. It's not Harry Dresden. I like him, but I don't look up to him in any way. The character is Michael Carpenter, who appears in several books. He is by far my favorite character in the series. He is religious. And that is not why, because I'm not a religious person. It is a very simple fact. Michael Carpenter is a character I genuinely consider to be a righteous person, not a self-righteous person, but I never felt he looked down on anybody because of their views. He was religious, but he knew that was his choice. It was what he believed. Did he try to get Harry to go to church? He did a few times, but you can't blame people for that. There's this lady I really liked that I went to college with named Lavetta, who literally tried to bribe me into going to a Baptist church with fried chicken. Because we had several classes together, and usually in my college, we had lots of potlucks at the end of the class, and she would always bring this fried chicken, and it was so good because she took so much work in making it. She would like clean out under the skin. She'd clean all the fat out from under the skin, and then put stuff in it, and she marinated it in like lemon juice, and it was so good. It's the best fried chicken I've ever had. It was delicious. I wish I knew what happened to her. But Michael Carpenter, like I said, he's a character who holds so tightly to his own beliefs, but he doesn't let that influence his interactions with other people. He is never, in my opinion, judgmental. And there is a scene from, I want to say it's in Death Masks, spoiler alert, where there is this purely evil dude who lies to Michael. Okay, Michael is a holy warrior. Literally, he holds one of the three swords of the cross. He is literally a warrior of God in the series. So there's a scene in the book, and it's one of my favorite scenes in the series, where him and this other guy, well, two warriors of the cross, are facing down what amounts to a demon, and they have him beaten into submission. The demon guy gives up his power and begs for forgiveness, but also at the same time admits that he's lying. But because he has repented, the holy warriors feel like they can't do anything, and they have to walk away, and then Harry Dresden beats the shit out of this helpless man who was pure evil, and then walks away, and Michael laughs at it like he knows it's bad, but he didn't do it, and there's no like harsh judgment about telling Harry what to do, because he never tells Harry what to do. He never tells anyone what to do. He has his beliefs, he sticks to them, but he never tells anyone that they are wrong. He never tells anyone you should behave this way. And I love it. And wow, this video's taken a long time. I'm in a good mood today, and I'm kind of super energetic, and I want to finish this other video because I'm going to be doing a TBR next. And then I'll just have these uploaded the next few days. I'll probably upload my next video first. So, we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know. I want cake, though. Cake and ice cream sounds so good right now. I will see you guys later. You have a great day.